Hey everybody, Jay Brio here, welcome back. It's Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. We're deep in the pirate home world in the mining area. I hope you're all ready for some extremely long drill cinematics. I know I am. Just watching a drill away. That's what I play this game for, you know? Okay, let's just blast away, as usual. Gonna get some commandos popping up here. We could use the X-ray visor to track these guys when they go invisible, but that's also, it's really not necessary. Alright, strap in. I'll see you on the other side. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jay Brio, I can only hope that there's another long drill cinematic. Well, today's your lucky day, my friend. So we can use the half pipe to exit. No more drill cinematics, unfortunately. But yeah, those are like unconscionably long. Just have them like shoot a laser at the wall and it all gets revealed or something, you know? Kill those things quickly. And we gotta bust up this elevator. And down we go. Got some pirate lore. Vanguard. The time has come. Our leader commands. We go to war at last. 3 worlds will be attacked, each important to the Federation. We shall destroy the spy base at Elysia, the fuel production of Brio, and the naval station at Norian. Each of those wretched worlds will become as phase, each a foothold into the territory of the hated Federation. From those worlds, our vanguard will go forth. At long last, our enemies will be humbled, then enslaved. 3 phase seeds will be sent, and an armada will accompany each of them. Dark Samus herself will lead the attack on Norian. Victory is ours for the taking. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. So let's scan the phase and harvester drone as it blows up the bridge. We can't kill this thing, but we can stun it so that it leaves us alone. But we have to do it continuously, else it will again continue to destroy the ground. And it destroying the ground is fine. Just, you don't want it to destroy the ground while you're on it. Right? It's just that straightforward. But that's why I'm in Hypermode, because we can just keep refreshing the stun on it. Get out of here, Jolly Roger drones. Okay, we just dodged the big green beam, and there's a conspicuous, well-hidden pirate lore over here. You want to grab this. Easy to miss. Victory and loss. Today is the day of celebration and woe. Our forces have taken planet Brio, leaving the Federation outpost there in cinders. Though we missed their spy base at Elysia, the planet itself was struck with a phase and seed. But Norian was a failure, all thanks to the accursed hunter, Samus Aran. All is not lost, however. Our great leader defeated Aran and her mongrel allies in battle. If they aren't dead, they'll soon wish they were. Each of them bears her mark of corruption. Soon they, like we disciples, will bow to her will. Well, you got 3 of the 4, but you did make me several times more powerful, so I suppose it kind of evens out. That's what we're looking for. The one thing that we cannot interact with currently are the Phazon walls. One of them, well, like that right there, one of them came down and blocked the command center where the shield generator is, so we gotta get there and get through that, but we don't have the tool for that yet. So this is kind of a clever section, albeit maybe a little too long. But what we want to do is kill all but one of the pirates and get this one like fairly weak. So it's all right if we're in hyper mode. We just want to kind of stay low so that he doesn't overload us. And we're just wait. Just wait. Here we go. So he's gonna run and try and grab something to hold on to. And that's why you keep an enemy alive. Now, unfortunately, we do have to do this 4 times, which is a little too long, if you ask me. But I think it's a clever section, and again, we can just stay in hyper mode. As long as we don't let them, you know, overload us completely. We haven't suffered any deaths from that yet, but it could easily happen. We can hide behind the pillars instead. I do like how they run for cover. Almost forgot to shoot the actual thing. Okay, that's 2, and there should be a 3rd one. There he is. And we busted up his armor. So we're about to auto-vent. That's fine, and I'll just hide behind a pillar while we wait. He's like, I can't see her. If you touch the beam, then it resets the whole thing. So this has the potential to be even more time-consuming if you do it poorly. Okay, as long as we shoot off their armor. The commandos do a good amount of damage and can get you close to overloading if you're not careful. So we'll just stay relatively low. And if we auto-vent, which it looks like we will, we'll just redo it. Alright, coolio. Alright, we got the Nova Beam. This allows us to shoot through those Phazon barriers as well as Phazon armor in general. It's very strong in conjunction with the X-ray visor, because you can see through these things and then shoot through them. Oh gosh, here we go. Oh yeah, give me that slow rotation. If I don't touch anything, then they do a slow rotation, but only in one direction. I don't know why my visors get canceled every so often. Not bad. So the X-ray combo is actually very strong in conjunction with the Nova Beam, because again, you can see through things with the X-ray visor. So if you can see through their armor, then the Nova Beam can target weak points. That can work against Metroids. That can work against pirate commandos. It's all very, very strong. Alright, cool. Energy cell. That's going to open up a shortcut here as well if we want to go back down to where the drill was. But for now, I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit. The little critters in here are the same ones in the seed core at Elysia, so we've already scanned them. Alright, so let's try our new combo here. So you can see when you lock on, you get a viewpoint of their weak spot, and then the Nova Beam just instantly kills them. Brio falls. Command has received disturbing reports from Brio. Contact with our outpost there has been terminated. A coded blip trend showing Commander Rundus falling in battle to Samus has arrived. Worst of all, the Brionian seed has been demolished. The Hunter's might is great, and she is as efficient as ever when it comes to disrupting our operations. Our spies within the Federation tell us she travels to Elysia soon. We plan on having an appropriate welcoming party in place for her when she arrives. Commander Gore is a very accommodating host. And then I assume the lore that we already scanned, which is Elysia Falls, would chronologically come after that one. So I think this is here to basically remind you that, hey, your Nova Beam is additive to your Plasma Beam, so you can still melt metal. We're doing this for a reason, don't worry. Not just wasting my time here. So we opened up a landing zone here in the mines, and we created a shortcut to let us get back towards the beginning near where the tram was. So we have pretty much full reign over this little section to travel very quickly from one spot to the other. In this this mining area, at least. Alright, so we have the Nova Beam, which means that we can pretty much go anywhere at this point. So I'm going to go and collect energy cells so that we can get to the Valhalla. So there are a couple more to get. First place I'm going to go, Norian. There's not much to get on Norian. Several missile expansions, like four or five, but the real prize is the energy cell. But it's a relatively small area, so we're not going to be spending too much time there. I think the most amount of time is going to be spent on Brio. There's a lot to still do on Brio and to pick up, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Based on how I've mapped out where I'm going to go, this episode might be a bit longer. I haven't decided. We'll see how long we've been recording once we get to Brio, and then I'll decide if we want to keep going or not. Alright, so first thing is this well-hidden spider ball track. Don't fall off the edge. I think the only way you'd even think to look for that spider ball track is hearing the upgrade. If you hear the whir, then you know there's something in here and you're, more prone to look around. But if not, you're probably just gonna be in and out of this room pretty quick. Federation hard at work. Keep it up, buddy. Putting everything back together. So unfortunately, though, on Norian, a lot of the things left to get are kind of spread out. So we have to basically go through every piece of it. It's not that much. And again, it's a relatively small zone. It's just the area with the 3 generators. And one thing to keep in mind is the one area we haven't really been on Norian is down towards the 1 generator that Rundis took care of. That's been closed off to us this whole time. We're just going to dip in here real quick because now we can open this door. Now we can fix this door, which has been broken since the beginning of the game. With green fire. You don't actually need the Nova Beam. The Plasma Beam would work fine. You don't even need the Nova Beam to come through here at all, but it's extremely helpful. It will save you a ton of time, so I'd recommend coming back here only when you have the Nova Beam. Which, again, we do have. Alright, I want to take our time through here. It's very easy to get knocked off. More missiles that we don't really need. We got a new goop scan. Really excited for the goop. Liquid Phazon, and it spawns grubs. These grubs were actually on the pirate homeworld, but I didn't actually walk by the area where they spawned. I was in the room, but I never actually walked by where they ended up being, so we just never saw them. But we can scan them here. All's well. We got some data storage here. You know what that means, boys. Hot lore scans. Planet Brio. Federation scouts discovered the planet Brio 10 years ago. The planet's alignment makes most of its surface uninhabitable. 48% of the world is always exposed to the sun, while another 48% shrouded in permanent night. The remaining 4% lies in an equatorial ring of fertile jungle, where the bulk of Brio's bioforms dwell. Fuel gel is a common on Brio, which makes it extremely important to the Federation. The local bioforms are quite primitive, though there are ruins that indicate an advanced culture thrived on Brio in centuries past. Well, we learned all about them, and there's more lore on Brio that we're going to get. Skytown. Skytown is a network of advanced structures floating in the atmosphere of planet Elysia. Most of the base is dedicated to research from a local to interstellar level. The powerful sensors of Skytown provide useful military intelligence data along with research information. An Aurora unit analyzes the vast amount of data collected by the station. It's supported by the Elysians, a group of sentient mechanoids that live within the base, which we have recently liberated. So these are hopping Metroids. They just look like hoppers from Brio, and they bounce around like little dweebs. But there's a ton of them, so this might take 2 energy tanks. I'm not sure. Again, there's a lot. We could try to maybe scan. There's a terminal up there. We also probably end up space jumping to it later. Or screw attacking to it, rather. So I opened up a new landing pad, which I'm not going to use. I actually think just because of all the cinematics of landing the ship and then getting on the ship and traveling on the ship, it's actually faster to just walk to where we need to go after this. Valhalla incident. The GFS Valhalla was on a training mission after receiving new crew at Tyvis. We believe the Valhalla was ambushed en route to the training base by a fleet of pirate vessels. Data suggests the pirates were using upgraded starships powered by Phazon. That plus superior numbers were more than the Valhalla could handle. Current whereabouts of the Valhalla are unknown. She is presumed destroyed in action. Well, we know where it is now. More goop. And then this door is a unique scan. It only exists right here. So make sure you get it. So a bunch of scans gotten here on Norian, as well as some missile upgrades, and most importantly, the energy cell in here. It's just that easy, boys. This thing took forever to kill on Pirate Homeworld, but now you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's got that phasite plating, but we can shoot through phasite plating. One thing to point out is you actually cannot hit the weak point if you're just like firing blindly with the Nova Beam. You need to use the X-ray visor to like home in on the weak spot. That's the only way it works. Seven energy cells. We're getting there. There's only one more energy cell that we're going to pick up before going to the Valhalla, and then the 9th and final one is on the Valhalla. Alright, so there's one final item to pick up here on Norian. It's at one of the docking bays where we originally landed on Norian. So we could land our ship here and fly there, but again, frankly, with the takeoff and landing cutscenes plus the en route hidden loading screen, I think it would be faster just to walk. It's really just this room that takes a while to, like, you gotta zigzag up and down these walkways, but that's it. At least we're not watching a drill. Think of it that way.
Data received.
So here's where we will leave from. Something about this ship design just doesn't sit right with me, where, like, it can't be, like, completely off, like the engines can't be off unless the little pedestal that takes us up inside the ship is open. Just seems like a big security flaw there. Like, the little pedestal is what balances the ship. Alright, off to Brio. So it's a bit of a quest to get the final energy cell. We have to go between the Federation outpost and Thorn Jungle a couple times on Brio. And it really is basically a lengthy side quest. You have to use the ship grapple a lot. And you have to remember that the ship grapple, when it's holding something, you can't land your ship and fly it between any two docks. So we have to do things in a very particular order. So I'll try to articulate why we're doing things in the order we're doing them, but it will only really become super clear more towards the end. So now we can go through the plasma door up here, which has been available to us for a while, but I wanted to come back when we had pretty much all of our upgrades available to us. I quite like the Nova Beam. It's got a really satisfying sound and kick to it. I don't know why I'm scanning this in retrospect. That's fine. We'll scan these really irritating enemies, the Fargal Wasps, and then the Fargal Hatcher. Victory. We, the Lords of Science, mishandled the use of our knowledge. The devastation of the war robbed us of the rare resources necessary to fuel our war engines. Without our machines, we were unable to stand up to the primal armies, and they overran the enclaves of many Science Lords. What few remained fled into dark places, polluted wastelands even the bravest of primal warriors would not dare enter. Whatever joy there may have been amongst the victorious was quickly stamped out by the grim reality surrounding them. Brio, their cradle, their sacred home, was on the verge of death. Alright, so I'm going to come up here and actually kill this thing. Because as it spawns more and more wasps, it'll kick us off of a spider ball track if we're not careful. Alright, open up, big boy. Got him. You can only hit him while his mouth's open and spawning even more of the wasps. 800 kills because one of them ran into me and died. I'll take it. Squat. Almost there. The rare double bomb jump off of the spider ball track. So, yeah, sure, we got a missile expansion, but more importantly, well, 75% pickups, that's nice. But most importantly is we get up here to this other golem. Squat. Alright, cool. I thought about trying to screw attack up there, but also figured I wouldn't actually make it, so let's just go up and around. So these stay frozen permanently, which is nice. And coming up here is actually going to open up a shortcut, sort of a cut through back to another area. So keep in mind, we are immune to the fuel gel, so I guess you could just roll into it, but no need. You can only bomb the yellow crystals here. Oh, okay, not quite. Still not quite. Go a little further left. There we go. Kind of hard to line that one up. Alright, so that's done, and also bombing all those crystals opens up like a bit of a shortcut to come back down this way. Hot wall lore. Struggle of Exiles. As the followers of the primal tradition celebrated their victory, a number of surviving Science Lords gathered in a hidden sanctuary. It was there that our foolishness became obvious, and we regretted ignoring the Chozo's warning. We realized the folly of following the ways of science with blind faith, and the peril of all Brio. The contamination left from the battles was spreading, and would soon scour the remaining fertile lands, leaving naught but ash. If left unaided, Brio would lose what few safe lands and water remained. Once more, our great minds turned to a grand task: planetary salvation. As our enemies searched the lands for us, the last lords of science, we created our final machines and launched them into the heavens. Alright, so this is the room with the energy cell in it. You may remember this room, where we moved that golem by destroying 4 fuel lines. But now we can come through this plasma door, and we opened up the cut through as well. Still more lore. I think there's one more after this. Salvation. The great machines of the Science Lords performed flawlessly. They absorbed the toxins and pollution in the air and soil, preserving the remaining fertile lands of Brio. Yet the planet's climate was forever changed, leaving one side eternally scorched by the sun, the other forever in the icy grasp of darkness. The launch of the machines revealed the hidden enclave of the Science Lords to their former enemies. The bright lights in the skies caused by the decontamination equipment stirred old hatred in the hearts of the Primals. Fearing a new attack, the Primals sent their warriors forth to hunt their hated foes. We were now marked for death. I mean, weren't you always kind of, though? Alright. So this is where it starts. We're going to pick up this giant golem head. And frankly, this is pretty easy to miss. You use the ship grapple a couple times in Elysia to build the bomb, but very rarely do you ever think that it's the solution to anything in the future. Alright. So this actually exposes the way to... There's 2 missile upgrades in this room. Now, our ship is currently carrying a giant golem head. We could put it back down if we wanted to. There's a better spot for it, though. But in the meantime, we can't land our ship anywhere to save or to travel. Okay. So let's get the heck out of here. And that's a dead end, so we just have to go back exactly the way we came. Unfortunately, there's no other way. But now we have to find where to put that big golem head. And you could just put it back down where you found it, I suppose. So again, as you can see, we're just going back exactly the way we came. Oops, sticky keys. No, please no to sticky keys. Oh gosh, there we go. Bound to happen whenever you're spring balling, I guess. Okay, so now we can ignore that irritating Fargle Hatcher thing. We can open up the other wall. Alright, and this is our last piece of Brio lore. Not chronologically the last, but the last one to scan. Forgotten in exile, a creature of myth, I, the last lord of science, worked tirelessly to protect myself and this world. I crafted magics and machines to bring life back to the wastelands. I found a new source of natural energy in the land and called it fuel gel. I vowed to atone for the devastation inflicted upon Brio, caused by both science and war. Yet while I toiled, the primals slipped slowly into barbarism. With no science lords to hunt, they turned on each other, tribe against tribe. Magic was lost to them, and they became as savage as the predator beasts of the wild. I suppose that's kind of a fitting final one to read. Oh, look! A place for our head.
Data received.
Smash. Well, thanks for that, I guess. Don't really need any ship missile expansions, but he opened up an important doorway. So we wanted to do this side of the puzzle first. When I say this side of the puzzle, this room has a bridge, but you have to raise both sides of it separately. There's an energy tank up there. Got to get it by jumping up these moving platforms. Now, I have no idea how to stick the landing here without just falling into the abyss, so I guess I'll just take the L if and when we fall. Oh, hey, bonking, actually. All right, look at that. A positive use of the bonk. So, we can't continue. Again, we only have one half of the bridge open, so we have to just turn around. But that's 100% necessary, and you want to do the Federation outpost side of this first. Highly recommend that. We have to call our ship back in here.
Data received.
And we're going to fly over to Thorn Jungle. So the ultimate goal is we're going to raise the half bridge on Thorn Jungle side, and then we will have a ground path between Thorn Jungle and Federation Outpost. That means we won't have to take our ship. So, given what I was talking about with the grapple beam earlier, maybe it's becoming clear why we need to do this. Alright, so this is where I'm going to stop for today. When we come back, we'll hit up the rest of Thorn Jungle, finish the little side quest for the energy cell, and then we'll clean up the rest of Brio as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.